For the best Italian food in Western New York, Elliott Apollos, call 716-825-3675. The Lardon Construction Group.
Fubo TV, the official streaming service of Do Champions. FanDuel, the official sportsbook of Do Champions.
For all your summertime needs, beauty pools, as well as kayak pools.
CX Chronicles, your total customer solutions focused manager. W.GG, the official energy drink of Do Champions.
Hey, Sons of Erie, our artwork looks better on your walls. Hamburg Brewing, please visit our tap room on Boston State Road, Hamburg, New York. And finally,
Fat Boy Surf Club for all your surfing needs.
No One to Blame is sponsored by Altered Grounds Landscaping, the area's top professional landscape company. They're family-owned and operated business serving St. Louis and the Metro East for 20-plus years. Their mission is to make your home or business stand out from the rest. They offer free consultations year-round. Get $300 off your project of $3,000 or more with code AGNOTB. That's code AGNOTB. They're booking pools for the upcoming summer season. So if you're having any thoughts about getting a pool for this upcoming summer, stay ahead of the game and contact them now for any of your pool project needs.
There's no one to blame, there really is no one to blame. But I swear to God, it's my fucking fault. It's a better sports podcast. It's my fucking fault, but there's no one to blame. Neffy Kevin do. Neffy Kevin do.
Do it.
Kevin.
Don't listen to what I say or whatever kind of peer pressure I'm telling you.
Do it.
Oh, fucking do it again.
I know there's really nobody to blame for this but myself. Well, I don't know, maybe the Buffalo Bills, the Boston Red Sox, or Mr. T, or the Jets.
Wait a minute, Mr. T, are you telling me that you bet on the fight in Rocky 3 and that you bet against Rocky?
Hindsight is 20/20, my friend.
Hindsight is always 20/20. Welcome in. No one to blame. Shout out Do Champions Media. Go follow them everywhere. Catch all of our shows from Do Champions Media, coast to coast, Third and Manageable, Buffalo Blueprint. Of course, you're watching now. No one to blame. Kev, how you feeling, brother? Huge weekend, man.
Yeah. Awesome weekend. That Monday championship game would have been on Friday.
Dude.
Would have been a wrap.
A lot of people talking about this. I mean, why would you disagree with that? I mean, can you imagine having that game and then going into the divisional weekend? Dude.
Yeah.
It'd be so much better.
Yeah, I get not wanting to put it on Saturday or Sunday. Obviously, you're not going to compete with NFL in them days. But
yeah,
man,
of course.
Friday is prime. 7:30, 8 o'clock on a Friday night. You can even go late. You can go later than 7:30 to me if you do it on a Friday. You do it on a Monday, 7:30 is good. But you do it on a Friday, you can do it a little later. Get them West Coast people. They'll be all right with that.
Yeah, exactly, man. There was like no buzz for this national championship.
Yeah.
I know, part of it, unless you're a college football purist. What's up, back in the chat? LFG. Ohio State, Notre Dame. The score, in my opinion, not indicative of how close of a game it was. Ohio State 34-23 in Atlanta. Part of this too, Atlanta was freezing yesterday. If you're new to the show, Kevin and I both live in Charleston, about 4 hours northeast of Atlanta. But it's freezing here. So we actually work is closed tomorrow. Schools are closed tomorrow here in Charleston. Expecting up to 6 inches of snow.
No way.
I think we get it, man. I think we do. We could bet. Show bet. I can't help myself, dude. I'm addicted. I'm completely addicted. We'll be talking a little bit more about that show bet. We'll play the clip later. We got a massive bet between me and one of the co-founders of Do Champions, Matt Digert. Matt went out on a limb and made a bad bet, and no one to blame.
It happens.
It's equivalent to betting on Mr. T. So, but Kev, looking at the stats, looking at the score, man, it just didn't feel like this game was really ever that close. I know Notre Dame went down, 7-0 first quarter. Huge. What was it, like a 10-minute drive to start the game?
Yeah. Yeah, I think
mean-
part of the problem was people were thinking Ohio State was going to come in, air it out, be able to, throw the ball down the field, and they didn't really do that. They did. I mean, they took their shots, which they always going to do, but they ran the ball. Howard kind of ran the ball a little bit, got some key first downs.
16 for 57 for Willie Howard.
And maybe like we talked about, Notre Dame maybe has something to do with that. They kind of slowed them down, kept the game semi-close in score, maybe not in play per se, but I was not to your point, they weren't talking this game up going into it. It didn't seem really hyped up. I didn't have cares on it because I don't like Notre Dame. I don't particularly like Ohio State. I
think Notre Dame is like a really niche school to be like rooting for. Like,
well, you either love them or you hate them. There's no Notre Dame's okay. No, there's
exactly like if it's Georgia Bama playing in the national championship, I want to watch that.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like Ohio State, Notre Dame, and not to mention the spread was 8.5. Like,
yeah, Notre Dame this year.
Like,
yeah, Notre Dame this year is not a team you're probably going to bet on, to your point, because their offense is, it's just not a high-powered pass the ball offense. So they keep it kind of blue collar, kind of on the ground. So it's not real exciting matchup in the first place.
Their schedule was boring this year for the most part too.
Yeah, they had some of the big matchups that they would have had. USC was down, so
Florida State was a train wreck this year.
Terrible. So
yeah. I mean, we talked about this a little bit, and obviously, they lost to Northern Illinois after beating Texas A&M. Like, I don't know, man. It was boring, and I thought the game itself was kind of boring. Like, nothing. It was all pretty much downhill from there.
Yeah, even everybody's talking about Jeremiah Smith. He had them huge games the first two games. Well, the last two games he didn't have any breakout. He didn't go for 150 and 2 touchdowns or anything like that. So I think people were expecting that too. That didn't happen.
He had a pretty good game. He did. I mean, 5 for 88.
Have a bad game.
One catch.
Yeah,
for
he didn't have a
56,
bad game.
though. The majority of his yards came on one big long play, and that was like with was there like 3 minutes left in the game when he did that too?
Yeah,
I think he was relatively quiet. Yeah, exactly. I mean, Ohio State just ran the ball down their throat, man. 41 carries for 214 yards, 2 scores. Judkins 11 carries for 100 yards, dude. Now he had a long of 70. So, the numbers are a little misleading. You got to look at these numbers a little deeper, especially if you didn't watch it front to back. I got to be honest with you, hand it up, dude. Didn't watch it front to back. It was boring.
I had it on front to back, but it was I wasn't tentatively watching like every possession, every play like I typically would a national championship game.
I didn't. I had that Ohio State plus 550 ticket in my back pocket. I think I took the.
No, I did.
But
I did take the Ohio State plus. Well, I don't know what it would have. It was late, so I don't know what it closed at. I took Ohio State in the over. What was the over under on that? Yeah. No. I think I took I parlayed the over in Ohio State, I think, but
yeah, you hit that. It was 44.5.
Yep. Last minute I put it on just to get a little something on it. But other than that was about
you hit that, Kev. Good for you. Earlier, our whole college football preview, I had tickets on Oregon and Ohio State. I thought it would have been the winner of that game. Ended up coming true. The only game I lost in my bracket was Notre Dame beating Penn State. And I got to be honest with you, man, if Penn State was playing Ohio State, I think that would have been better for everyone, especially ratings wise.
Yeah.
Give me that rivalry game over this. And I don't know, man, that the Irish didn't really have much chance.
The only interest I have is I got a buddy back home who's usually in the chat, who's a Notre Dame fan, just poking and prodding him just a little bit. That's the only thing I like about watching the Notre Dame games.
Shane Gillis tweeted out last night. Ohio State was up like 21-7 half. I think he just tweeted out, "Fuck." Like,
Fuck.
that was the whole tweet. Huge Notre Dame fan, Shane Gillis is, and didn't go so well. But they've already got odds out, Kev, for next year's national championship. In this article, I believe it's Ohio State and then Texas. Of course, they don't have them listed in this article. Regardless, you're going to find all of the notable teams that you would guess. They're all up there. I don't know how anyone or why anyone would bet on this right now with the amount of transfers and portals and
draft. Yeah.
Oh my God, it's a nightmare, dude. Like trying to sift through all that right now. Like I'll catch it maybe back in August. So tune in August. No one to blame. College football preview.
We'll hit it. Hey, week 3, we'll hit our college football preview. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like they do on part of my take. Halfway through the NBA season, they'll have Russillo on and do their NBA preview.
I like it.
Dude, that's genius, dude.
You go after Christmas for the NBA should be your preview. I agree. Yeah.
Absolutely. But I was not paying attention to this as much as I was paying attention to college basketball yesterday. I went 5-1 with my straight plays, Kev. Hit a parlay too that I gave out. Feeling good about what we're doing now. I'm trying to pull up the scores from last night. Follow me on X, do_Neffy. There was no top 25 games yesterday. So yeah, I'm pretty sure.
No,
I don't think there was one.
There wasn't any. Yeah.
Yeah. While this game was going on, dude, I was sweating out some Montana versus Montana at home to Idaho, Montana State at home to Eastern Washington. Hey, we had the over in Hampton and North Carolina AT&T that came over by 2 points. Kidding me? We had
Dartmouth, Yale. You had Brown, Cornell. No,
I didn't hit those. No, I hit Lemoyne at home as a 2-point dog. And then, dude, I had Bucknell plus 7.5 at Colgate. They lost by 7. Cha-ching. Only loss of the night, Kev. Renowned Bethune-Cookman. I had a minus 12. They won by 9 against Arkansas Pine Bluff. Everyone knows the wagon that is Arkansas Pine Bluff now. Make sure y'all are tuning in, catching us on X, giving out plays. I had the Columbus Blue Jackets last night on the money line. I liked the numbers, plus 155 at the Islanders. I thought they could be frisky. They were not frisky. They lost 3-1. Whatever opposite of frisky is what they were, docile. Not great, but dude, college basketball tonight, we had a ton of good matchups. Didn't touch it yet. Still rounding into form a little bit. My overall college basketball record right now is 79-72. Not doing too bad. 17-7.
Above that mark, yeah.
Last couple of days, 17-7. It's actually. Yeah, those are just straight plays. I don't put the parlays in there, just straight plays. I typically don't. I maybe will have one parlay on the college basketball card. Like I parlayed both Montana schools last night just in case they didn't cover, just because the numbers were speaking to me as far as money lines, and there was like plus 118. It was nothing crazy, but cash it. We'll be getting more into college basketball once football dies down here. I think maybe in the off week in between conference championship and Super Bowl. We're going to we'll probably do our college basketball preview then. We're still locking into time for this weekend for the AFC Conference Championships. We're thinking probably Saturday. Our beloved data and analytics professional at Do Champions, Jake, I believe he's going to the game on Kansas City. He's going to Kansas City.
Nice.
I can't imagine you'd travel there if you weren't going to the game.
Yeah.
He's not going for barbecue.
It's the only reason to go to Kansas City.
Right. So we'll probably do No One to Blame on Saturday. AFC NFC Conference Championship preview show. It's going to be a big one. I gotta say, dude, the Super Bowl one is gonna be massive. That might be a 4-hour show, dude. We're gonna have about 38 different slides, all highlighted in neon green, dude. All the way down to what color Gatorade is gonna be tossed on Sean McDermott, dude.
Get them crazy props going for the Soupy.
Yes, sir. That being said, Kev, let's get into the divisional. 4 awesome games. I could definitely say that after the Bills won, but we're going to start Saturday at 4:30. Houston went to Kansas City. Houston was catching 8.5 points. They were plus 385 in the money line. KC was laying 8.5 minus 500. Over under a 41.5. KC pulls out the victory 23-14. That 2 points on the punter, Matt Ariza, going out of the end zone, totally swung everything. It was an 11-point game with 30 seconds left. I'm on the couch doing my thing. I'm all juiced up. I got KC minus 9.5. I am ready to go. Talking to my wife, and she said, "Why are you rooting for KC?" I said, "Well, we're just rooting for him to win.
We're rooting for the points.
We're rooting for him to cover the spread. That's it.
Yeah.
This game. That's it." Lo and behold, dude, I'm texting you and Jake. I didn't even know that play happened because I'm like easy money, right? Just talking shit. And so I took minus 9.5 at even money on this game, and I'm kicking myself. If it's even money, just buy that half point. It would have been minus 9, minus 110. Just got cocky, dude. I got cocky, but man, I watched all these games front to back. Let's start with you, Kev. What did you think about this, man?
Houston kept it. They did what they needed to do game plan wise. They were getting after Mahomes early. Man, Will Anderson is a stud.
That Houston defense, man. Whew.
Back-to-back picks in that year's draft, Stroud, then Will Anderson. Dude, that's how you do it.
Yep.
But no, they had I think they come out, they kept it close. They were grinding the ball, running the ball. Second half, they came out and were purposely made a point of it to run the football. They ran the football and they took a couple shots. They know they got to score, so they took a couple shots, extended the field a little bit. But KC just does what KC does. There was
phantom calls, dude. Are we going to talk about the phantom calls as Becky's alluding to here in the chat? Another win for KC.
Their last. Yeah, that's their last of the year. But
dude, these roughing the passer calls on KC are just getting out of control, man.
They brought it up on the broadcast that the calls that they can or can't look at from the booth without a challenge flag or without it's pretty simple. It's kind of like college does targeting. If there is a play in the pocket, a call in the pocket made on a roughing the passer, on a face mask, on a if they see that it's wrong, make the call right. I just don't. It doesn't take any more time. I mean, who cares? We're sitting there watching football for 4 hours. It doesn't matter. I don't care about the time, especially in a playoff game. Just get it right. It's just frustrating.
I mean, I guess that could. Oh man, some of these games though, where they throw eight flags on each team. That could be.
That only happens in Chiefs games.
Sure does. Sure does. Now, Kev, how'd you do on your bets in this game?
I did well in this game. This was probably my best game. I went 6-2.
There you go.
So yeah, the only ones I missed were I missed the crazy. I had a Stingley interception. That was plus 546. Throw a little bit on that, and then Nico Collins anytime touchdown. But that was it. Hit all my other props in that. Gray over 10.5 yards, 1.5 reception. Kelsey
easy money there.
Touchdown. Oh yeah, Mahomes over 4.5 carries, and then the Houston plus 9 and Houston KC under 41. So,
dude, by the. Oh yeah, good for you, man. That's
Yeah,
a
that
nice
was
little parlay. And we gave all these out, mind you, on we did a back-to-back show with Jake. Jake did his regular Buffalo Blueprint on Friday, and then we came in, no one to blame. That was a banger show too, man.
coming in hot.
We came in hot, and we gave out bets left, right, and center. We were on for over 2 hours. All of us went head over heels into these bets. I went 14-9 on my bets for this game.
I went for this game. I went 13-9 for the weekend.
Now, I gotta say, Kev, I'm gonna pull up the mini ladders real quick. Will you adjust our cameras here?
Yeah.
Smoke both of these. Okay, so I'm counting these. These are all individual bets. So counting these 2 ladders for this game, these went all the way up, dude. Travis Kelce, we called this out, man. He was gonna have a monster game. I had him over 5.5 receptions. I had the touchdown like you did, and then I played this yards all the way up to 96. He ended up going for $117, I believe. So played another couple rungs, you would have been feeling pretty good. But cash all 5 of those up to plus 363. You'll love to see it. And then Xavier Hutchinson coming in clutch, dude. He cashes in all 4 of these all the way past 48 for plus 380. Really negating these losses that I had here. These wins being all plus money like they were, had a really profitable day over here. I also, dude, Stroud over 14.5 rushing yards. I'm going to take this down, Kev. Stroud over 14.5 rushing yards. That looking back on it, man, that had ladder potential. Obviously, hindsight is 2020, but this dude was all over the place, man, running for his life, like we said he was gonna be, right?
Yeah, so these playoffs, man, that tends to these quarterbacks. We talked about it. They tend to run a little more. Quarterbacks tend to run a little bit more
in the
playoffs. Don't talk about it. Playoffs. You kidding me? Playoffs.
Playoffs? First one of the night,
that, dude.
First one of the night. I love it.
What is that?
Love it. It's awesome.
Yeah. Sorry for interrupting. Keep going.
Yeah, they these quarterbacks, in the playoffs, if there's a short, where maybe they would throw it out of bounds or no, they're running for it. Stroud typically doesn't run much during the year unless forced. But if you go look at his playoff running numbers, he's ran more in the playoffs, more yards than he has on average the entire season.
6 for 42.
He did have, I got in my notes here, man, the second half, I just got second half CJ looking like Caleb Williams holding onto the ball too long. So there was a 3 straight plays towards the end of that game that Spagnuolo was bringing the zero blitz. He was bringing the blitz. That's what he does. That's what they do. And they did it 3 straight plays, and Houston did not compensate, did not pick up the blitz. Stroud was running for his life.
Terrible. They're terrible.
So they did not, in my opinion, they didn't coach that. They didn't scheme that to pick that up, even if there was literally 2 guys running untouched, which to me seems like they didn't have it schemed up to even attempt to protect it or get rid of the ball.
I don't think they had the personnel, Kev. I don't think they had the personnel to. He could have ditched the ball. He could have just thrown the ball away instead of taking those sacks. I mean, he took 8 sacks.
And here's why I say that, though. On the one particular one, there was no hot reads. There was no short cutoff routes. He literally couldn't get rid of the balls. The reason I say the scheming and maybe the play call, because there was no adjustment for a hot read or anything like that on that one specific one towards the end there.
Right. It's saying here 8 sacks, 9 tackles for loss. I mean, KC just blew him up. Well, that's one thing. And Will Anderson had 2 sacks. Was it George Karlaftis had 3?
He had some big sacks.
Jones, Uzoma, Omenahue, Chamari Connor. I mean, why are we not betting these sack props?
when I was looking at the Stingley interception, I did open the sack list there. I didn't bet any of them. I looked at
these.
Yeah.
We got some huge matchups coming up. You telling me Jaden Daniels isn't going to get sacked at least one time? Josh Allen's going to get sacked. Casey's D-line. Mahomes, someone's going to drill Mahomes. There's going to be a flag on it.
Yeah, Mahomes he got sacked 3 times in that game, but they were getting pressure on him. They didn't get the sack all the time, but they were bringing the heat on him early.
Yeah. So like we said, I went 14-9. Kev went 6-2 on his bets. Don't have Jake's information here. I know as a show though, man, we had a great weekend as per tradition. Ladders have been killing it on the ladder bets. So KC hosting Buffalo. We'll talk a little bit more of this after we round out all these games. As a Bills fan, initial thought was shit. And then it's like, you know what, dude, you got to slay the dragon. I'm so sick of this, dude. I'm sick of it. We're going to get to it. The night game, man, and you called it. There's going to be an upset this weekend, and I just didn't see it. But, man, Washington went and blew the doors off of Detroit, 45-31 as 9.5-point underdogs. Washington plus 410 on the money line outright. Dude, they came to play. And now Detroit had 5 turnovers, right? That's a big deal.
That is the biggest deal. Yeah.
So, I mean, I watched that. I was so disappointed. I really needed Detroit to win in this huge survivor pool that we were in for our plan to work out. It may end up working out anyways. Sounds like everyone's going to end up splitting just based on who has what picks left. But I mean, I wanted to see Detroit go further. I love watching that Detroit team play, man. I wanted to see Detroit, Philly in Detroit in the Dome, dude. Are you kidding me? That would have been incredible. Gibbs versus Barkley. That would have been better than, in my opinion, than what we're going to get now. It's a division matchup, but what do you think, Kev?
Man, Detroit obviously has the better team. Now, minus the injuries, I think there was, what was it, like 15?
It's got to be like
it was a crazy number.
Right?
It was a crazy number of guys that were hurt. So, that's part of it. But, man, Daniels he just made plays. He would get in trouble. It
looks like he's
makes
gliding
plays
out there, man. And when he's running, his strides are so long. It looks like the dude is just gliding on ice, dude. And
he just
doesn't
get flustered.
Take big hits.
He don't get flustered. Even going into this game, we talked about it, the best quarterback on 4th down conversion, which obviously if you're a running quarterback like him, Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, these guys is another element, makes them a little higher than maybe a pocket passer like a Goff or Stafford or something. But dude, he just made plays, 299 yards, 2 touchdowns, 51 rushing yards. They just, they're lucky right now, and they're running a hot streak. They're riding it. And hey, I give them a shot going into Philly. I do.
Of course. Division game of, dude. Hell yeah, they got a shot.
You've got a quarterback that's rolling right now. Man, Detroit. Goff. Dude. 3 interceptions.
That's what I was scared of, to be honest. I was scared of this. I was nervous of this happening, man. But Jared Goff, man. This is Jared Goff. I mean, this is
I sent in the text. It's the Rams. It's the Rams Goff. It's the, he has these moments, these games, and it's not just a moment. It is an entire game where he had the 5 turnover game earlier in the year.
Yeah.
This one.
They won that one against Houston.
Yeah.
Which is crazy to think about.
Gibbs had 14 carries for 105. There were still stretches in that game, and I think I hit this up in the chat talking about it, that they were just putting Montgomery in. I felt like because that's what they were doing earlier in the year. Dude, I would have ran the wheels off of Gibbs in this game. I would have had him at 20 plus carries, touches. He was the more explosive player. I felt
agree.
like there
The
was a
turnovers
stretch
is
where they
what
went to
cost them,
Montgomery
though.
too much. Oh, yeah,
The turnovers costed them. I mean, halftime, it was 31-21 going into halftime. I mean, Washington scored 28 points in the second quarter. I mean, you can't. I just feel like, I don't know, maybe they panicked. They still had plenty of time to run the ball and do what they wanted to do. You know, they weren't down an insurmountable amount. But how'd you do in your bets for this game?
This game I was 4-2.
Nice.
So I hit a couple McLaurin, Terry McLaurin over 69 anytime touchdown. Montgomery under 46.5, hit that. Gibbs over 82.5 rushing. Missed out on a first TD by Jaden Daniels. And again, these ones I missed were kind of just, a little bit of dart throws. So a first down TD for Daniels.
Yeah. You have to take, just straight up, I didn't play anything too crazy. I did play the Jaden Daniels passing ladder, though, Kevin. Got to pull that up. Jaden Daniels passing ladder, and we were 6 yards away, man. Jake and I had Jaden Daniels over 22.5 completions. He landed on 22. Now they were up and they were running the ball. And he was running it. They were running it all from all directions, dude. McNichol was getting carries. Eckler's getting carries. Robinson's getting carries. Jaden Daniels carrying the ball. I mean, they have like a four-headed monster back there. So why pass it? So we got close, but the passing yards, man, he got all the way up to 299. One more completion for sure would have got us to the promised land here. All three ladders I gave out, there was only one rung that I missed, 305 plus 1128. But we got you all the way up to plus 702 on here. No one to blame,
good one,
dude. I'm gonna go through all the footage for the year and compile our ladders, dude. And we've hit so many bangers this year on these ladder bets.
You better have Jake compile his own data on his ladder.
Yeah. Oh my God, Jake's will be a 6-part series. Can't be doing that.
That'll get us through the off season. That'll get us through the off season.
I went 14-7 on my plays, including the ladder bets here. We were all over the Daniels passing yards. And I was laying the points with Detroit again. I just thought it was too much. But when you have 5 turnovers against a Washington offense like that, I mean, good luck, dude. I had Detroit's team total over 31.5. Frustrating to say the least, dude. But I think one of my absolute favorite bets was Jamison Williams over a half a rush yard. He went 1 for 61 and a touchdown, dude. How about that for a cash? That should have been a ladder right there, dude.
Big wrong. JMO rushing ladder. Oh yeah.
It started at a half a yard. Oh, we would have robbed him. Would have robbed him blind. But we were all over Gibbs rushing, Gibbs receiving. I was all over the Jaden Daniels passing, so I had Eckler over receiving, McLaurin over receiving, Ertz over receiving. Had a Laporta touchdown plus 150 mixed into there. I mean, we were all over all these bets. No one to blame, dude. We were just having a massive Saturday. 28-16 on my Saturday plays, and going into Sunday, much smaller cards than Sunday. Rams at Philly. The Rams were catching 6.5 points. Philly minus 275 on the money line. We got the snow game of the weekend here. The game ended up being pretty interesting. A couple key turnovers, but Philadelphia pulled it out, Kev. 28-22, advancing, like we said, to the NFC Championship game to host the Commanders. So close, dude. I wanted the Rams so bad. Like I said, me and my buddy, and you're in this huge survivor pool too. There's 5 people remaining. Me and my buddy are one of the teams. The other 4 guys had the Eagles. And when the Rams threw that bomb, dude, to Puka caught it there at the 20. I'm like, this is it, dude. This is it. I'm freaking out. Guess what? Stafford sacked, and then Stafford threw it in like the stands on fourth down. Like,
he didn't even give his guy a shot on that
what
last
were you
throw.
doing? I hate when games end like that, dude. Give him a chance.
Yeah.
Give him a chance.
You got to give him a
first
chance.
down, dude. It didn't have to be in the end zone or anything.
Yeah.
So aggravating.
That was bad.
And now this was tough, dude. The Rams having to go west to east. It's always easier going east to west than it is west to east. And then it's a dome team having to play in these elements in Philly, in the snow that came. I mean, they played as best as they could, but I mean, Saquon did it again, man. Saquon 205 yards on the ground, 2 touchdowns, and he went for 27 through the air, so modest. So, another 232 yard performance.
Yeah.
What do you think about this Rams team, man?
They're in an odd spot as a franchise in general, just because they've got, we talked about the young defense. They got Puka, Cooper Kupp's on the old side, but Stafford's on the old side. Like, I think I seen today Stafford's due like $27 million next year. I forgot how much of it is guaranteed.
I'd pay him that. That's just cheap nowadays. Dak Prescott's getting
that's
$50 million.
So it's almost like, dude, they need to, McVay needs to work some of that magic he did, like when he gave up all his draft picks trying to get Stafford. It's almost like they need to give up some players to get the next young QB behind Stafford because they got a young defense. They've got some weapons on offense.
They got Jimmy G, dude. Jimmy G behind him.
Yeah, another Raiders throwaway. Not so much. As far as the game goes, Stafford can't be throwing the ball 44 times. He's not that guy anymore. You got to keep him under that like 30 attempts a game, something like that. They need to run the ball, rely on that young defense. But he had 324 yards and 2 touchdowns. I mean,
yeah, dude, I was laughed at when I gave out my bets for this game. I was laughed at. I had Cooper Kupp over 4.5 receptions. I had Matt Stafford over 225.5 passing yards, and everyone's just laughing me off the face of the earth with those bets. Well, who's laughing now?
Who's laughing now? What did Cooper end up with? Catching
5 catches, baby.
Okay.
5 for 61. It was a bigger Higbee day again. How do we not see the Higbee day coming again? Why do he went 7 for 54 and a touchdown? Why? How do we not bet Higbee again?
But didn't he get banged up last game?
Yeah, but so what? It's the same. It's the same thing, man. I mean, I don't know. We were over the Eagles side. I went 6-1 in my plays. Talked about the 2 Rams one. Jake and I don't know if you tailed this. The Gainwell over 9.5 rush yards. That was tricky. He went 1 for 10. So he cashed that with a 1 yard. Hurts over 38.5 rush yards. That one was easy. He went 7 for 70 and a touchdown. And then Goddard, man, we talked about this caveman being sick, and he's going to play. I went over 36.5 receiving yards. He went 4 for 56, led the team in receiving. I had Smith over 54.5 receiving yards. That was before we saw the weather come in, but a bet is a bet. You cannot retract it. I guess I could have hedged out of it. It's always an option. If weather comes in, it's always an option to hedge out, right, Kev? Just go play the under.
You know what's a crazy stat line in this game? I just kind of noticed on looking at my spreadsheet here. So Jalen Hurts, 15 to 20. They're not throwing the ball right now with him. 128 yards passing. He did have a fumble, but he only had 20 attempts. He was sacked 7 times on 20 pass attempts. That is crazy.
Who? Wait, what?
Hurts. Jalen Hurts was sacked 7 times in this game, and he only had 20 pass attempts. That is insane. Usually, if you're getting sacked that many, you're dropping back, like Stafford, dropping back
that is
40
insane.
times. That is a crazy stat right there. Uh-oh, what we got here? I just want to say it's not Lamar's fault.
We'll get to that, Jeff.
We'll get to that.
So sick of the media. I don't know what Becky was laughing at here, but something was funny.
There's no telling
Becky,
what we said.
what were you laughing at 15 minutes ago, Beck? Yeah. If you're watching, hop in the chat, man. Get active, man. We love chatting with you guys. Philadelphia hosting Washington, Kev.
Crazy.
Be a good one. Yeah. 7
Yeah,
sacks is a
good one.
lot. What did Philly end up with? 5 sacks. Dude, once again, I mean, we need to look at these sack props. And it's not just the regular suspects either. I mean, Nolan Smith Jr., Ojomo, Hunt. I don't know, man. Jalen Carter had 2. Jalen Carter had a big one. Patrick hooting and hollering about the Becky. Hooting and hollering about the Chefs. We don't have time for the Chefs. That's what they're called from now on.
The refs.
We don't have time for the goddamn Chiefs. Let's get to the final game here, Kev. Buffalo hosting Baltimore. Buffalo went as a 1.5 point underdog. Baltimore 1.5 point favorite, -112 in the money line. Under over a 51.5. As we know, the good guys won 27-25. Dude, how about Vegas? How about Vegas just being so spot on with a 1.5 point line and under over a 51.5? The game ends with a 2 point difference and 52 points scored. Like,
dude, think about
doing?
every game. The KC Houston 9, they get the safety. The Washington Detroit, that one
Here's
was
my
9. But
tinfoil, dude. I want my tinfoil.
The Rams, the Phillies, Rams and Phillies 6, close at 6. 27-25 in the Bills Baltimore game, 1.5. Dude, they're
Becky,
all
give
right
me a
there.
tinfoil
Man.
hat.
They're all right there.
They know what they're doing. They know what they're doing.
Crazy.
This game, bets, Kev, I went 3-3 on my bets. Justice Hill over 7.5 rush yards. That was an easy one. I took his receiving yards too. He didn't quite get there, but he smashed us on the ground. He was more of a threat on the ground than Derrick Henry was. I know Henry went for more yards, but man, Justice Hill gashed us a few times. I played the Kincaid numbers. I thought Kincaid would get a little more involved in this game. Didn't. So that's my handicap there. Josh Allen, anytime touchdown. It was plus 110. Why he is plus money to score a touchdown is just telling me that they're just not paying attention. Like,
dude, they get the ball in the red zone. They get the ball to the red zone, and he is going to. They even talked about on the broadcast. If you get inside of like the 15, if he is not carrying that ball 2 times, like, no, he has to be. He has to touch it, run the ball 2 times.
What is this? EAGLES. Rebecca chanting Eagles in the chat. I might have to go upstairs and figure out what's going on here. Becky, don't be putting that smut in our chat. You're my wife. Gotta be kidding me with this. Anyways, Lamar Jackson, 2 costly turnovers. You really just, you really hate to see it, man. MVP, Lamar Jackson, dude. When the game matters the most, though, Kev, you can count on Lamar Jackson to lose in the playoffs. That's what you can count on, okay? Jeff coming in hot. Whoa. I don't endorse that. Don't be talking to her
Jeff.
like that.
Easy.
Sullying up the chat. Oh, my gosh. Becky's bringing Eagles smut to the chat. Something's going on upstairs. Mark Andrews' longest reception, Kev. This was a big one. Nice little bet there. I had 18.5. He had 19 as his long. You know you got to cash that. He had a awesome fumble. He had a dropped 2-point conversion. Oh, my goodness gracious.
Yeah.
Finally, one for the good guys, dude. And you know what they say? We're due. We are due. This is our time. I am so sick of Kansas City and the narrative. The Bills are 4-1 regular season, but 0-3 in the playoffs. We know. We have it lined up on a silver platter for us this Sunday at 6:30, Kev. We got it lined up to shut every narrative down, to ruin their chance of going to 3 straight Super Bowls and possibly winning 3 straight Super Bowls. It is up to the Bills. Kev, what do you think our chances are as a non-biased Bills fan?
The Bills are going to save the world this upcoming weekend.
Little Swedish House Mafia. We need.
I know this is a Bills-driven media network, but dude, the Bills are going to beat the Chiefs at their game this weekend. They keep it. Historic last year, even during the whole season this year, Chiefs kept it close, and then Mahomes comes out in the end, or they get a blocked field goal, or they get a sack, or whatever at the end of the game. The Bills can go toe to toe with them in every scenario that I just talked about. So it's going to be an awesome game. Last week's matchup of the Ravens and Bills was the best matchup to that point. This is now going to be the best matchup of the year. And
you want to talk about storylines in the NFL? Oh my gosh, the NFC, like, who cares? Who cares about the NFC right now? This AFC storylines have been out of control. Biggest question here, will the refs allow the Bills to win? Good question, Kev.
So the Bills are going to have to beat the refs and the Chiefs. That's just how it is. That's
Do you think that maybe Josh Allen just throws a laser at one of the refs and just sets the tone, just smokes a ref?
What is that? Varsity Blues when he lines up.
Yard, isn't it?
No, Varsity Blues. He lines up and the mascot's out of bounds on the right, and he rears back and smokes the mascot. Yeah, Josh needs to hit that middle line judge there, that middle guy. Just catch him right. Yeah, catch him one time.
I'm telling you, man. I'm like in baseball.
Like Jeff says, right in the nuts. Right,
dude. In baseball, when the ref has a bad call, the catcher will sometimes miss the ball, and it'll just smoke the ump. And he's got protection on, but dude, 100 coming in is gonna hurt. I don't care what kind of pads he got on, dude. 100-mile-an-hour heat coming in is not gonna feel great. It's gonna scare the shit out of you too. So
I know
Josh can fire that football, dude.
I know it's low-hanging fruit to talk about the refs, man, but it's just so obvious.
Not anymore.
So obvious.
The players are talking about it. The players are talking about it. That's when you know it's bad.
Yeah.
That phantom little flop that he had out of the sidelines, like, dude, come on, dude. You're going to get hit. It's football. Make it count. Like, sell it when you actually get hit.
I've said this before, and I've taken shit for it. I've taken heat for it. I am telling you, if I'm playing safety and I'm meeting him at that sideline, I'm going to go 1990s football and blow him up.
If you're going to get a flag... Conversely here, if you're going to get a flag, make it count, dude.
Lay him out.
Make it count.
I know people will, whatever play, dude, it's football. If he's going to walk that line, because he's playing that game.
Exactly.
He's trying to bait them in, and then if they don't, he's going to fake, and he's going to get another 5 yards.
San Francisco, we watched it happen earlier this year.
Blow him up. Because it's not college. They're not kicking you out of the game for a late hit there. In college, they might call targeting. No, you'll get a flag. You'll get a 15-yarder. But you know what?
Dude, Ed Oliver.
At a certain point in the game, it's worth it.
Ed Oliver had a hit on Lamar Jackson out of bounds, but he started the hit in bounds. And they didn't throw a flag. I thought that's how it should be. Now, if that happened to Josh Allen, I'm gonna be pissed. But if you have a mobile quarterback, he's going to be treated as a runner when he's running with the ball. He's going to get hit, dude. You don't want to see it happen, but it's going to happen. It's football, dude. What are we talking about?
The problem is they're looking at it as, so say it's 10 yards down the field. They're looking at it as Patrick Mahomes, the quarterback, is 10 yards down the field and he's getting ready to step out of bounds. No. If he's 10 yards down the field, he's running back. He's a receiver. Exactly. He's whatever.
Exactly.
It's free game.
Well, he better keep his head up this week. That's all I got to say.
Hopefully,
about that. He might catch me, dude. Nephew
Big Ed
Tate
the
off his
assassin,
linebacker.
Big Ed the assassin, Ed Oliver. He'll get into him.
I'd like to see Von Miller get him real good, dude. That would be excellent. Von Miller tried to run a fumble back to the end zone, realized that he is slow, and then he tweeted Justice Hill's 40 time boxing rules: defend yourself at all times. Yeah, Jeff's actually a ref in Little Loop football. He knows what he's talking about. He's not just blowing smoke here. But yeah, Von Miller tweeted out Justice Hill's 40 time. He ran a 4.4. It's like, dude, you had like a 30
years ago
start on this guy, dude. Like, why are you tweeting this out?
Yeah.
I am a hot little potato, Patrick. I am hot. I'm pissed about this, dude. Anyways, we're gonna take it to him. I got a feeling. Kev, someone already bet $1 million on Kansas City money line minus 130. That's insane. 1.3 million to win $1 million. That's just out of control, man.
Good luck to you, but it ain't happening. Ain't happening.
It's not. It won't let me get to. Oh, they're there at the odds. So Philly is laying 6 points at home to the Commanders. Under over a 47.5. I'm just pulling these up on ESPN Bet. We do use FanDuel here at Do Champions, but I'm looking up stats and I don't have FanDuel pulled up. Don't at me. Chiefs -2, same total though, over 47.5.
Yeah.
Whoa. I think I like both dogs here. How about both dogs in a teaser, dude? Bills +8 and Commanders +12. Did Portnoy put a mill on the Bills?
Not yet.
Yeah, no, he did.
Did he?
Yeah, what was the video? It was the Bills to win the Super Bowl, though, Jeff. It wasn't the Bills in this game. So he took the Bills +550. He won something. I don't remember what he won. Some crazy bet, and he reinvested that money. He put $1 million in the Bills +550, so he'd win $5.5 million if the Bills win the Super Bowl this year. Everybody wants it to happen, man. We're going to break down these AFC, NFC conference championship games on Saturday's episode of No One to Blame, coming in probably around 11:30 noon, somewhere in that time slot. We typically do it on Sundays, but Jake the Snake can't be there with us. He's going to be going to Kansas City.
Pat's wanting that dog teaser again. What was it?
Dude, so the Bills +8, Commanders +12. You'll probably lay -120 on that 6 point teaser is usually about a -120 at books, depending on what book you use, of course. I just think that's easy money, dude. I mean, the Commanders in a division game, they're going to get blown out. I mean, the Commanders beat the Eagles this year.
I don't think Jaden Daniels is getting blown out right now.
I don't think so. And the Commanders defense have been playing better, dude. I sneaky like the under in that game a lot.
The only thing I did hear, the starting guard for Washington, offensive guard, is going to be out. He got hurt in that game. So they got Carter, the D tackle for the Eagles, Jalen Carter, who's been turned up since the playoffs started. That could cause some problems up the middle, but probably just going to get Jaden on the edge, which he wants to do anyway. So
that's what I was going to say, man. I mean, Jalen Carter had 2 sacks against Statue Stafford in the pocket, but I mean, Jaden Daniels is just he's a different
story.
Beast. Yep. And you know, Jaden Daniels was throwing the ball away against that Detroit pass rush too, which he's not going to take those big sacks. Jaden Daniels has been great this year, man. That team's got a lot to look for now. The Eagles are a much more veteran squad. They've been in this position more. And then you add Saquon Barkley to the mix, dude. I just 6 points just might be too much, man. It might just be too much.
Do you think that, I mean, Philly just put up 28 against the Rams, but if Philly's got to throw the ball, do you think, and I think we talked about this a while back with Hurts, but do you think Hurts right now is capable of dropping back and throwing it 35, 40 times if the if the game script goes that way.
What would be the game script to make it go that way though? Because
Like
I don't think...
say Washington gets up a couple scores maybe in the third quarter, is Philly's going to feel pressure to try to throw it, or are they going to stick to running it with Barkley and kind of doing their thing? That would be my only. If they have to throw it, can they do it?
I think so. Yeah, I definitely think so. I think they've been able to run it down these teams' throat. I mean, is Washington really going to be able to stop the run even at that point though? Like,
True.
I mean, the reason
yeah.
Detroit got away from the run a little bit because they kept turning the ball over 5 times. You know what I mean? And then after, I see what you're saying, but I don't know, man. I mean, how many? Let's look
maybe
at
if Detroit didn't throw it so much, they might have stayed in that game.
So he only played a little bit the last time that these two teams played. Jalen Hurts, he got knocked out, didn't he? The last time they played?
Was that in that game? I don't remember.
12-22. I'm pretty sure he got knocked out in that game. He went 1 for 4 for 11 yards. So I'm pretty sure he got knocked out.
Oh, that would have had to been, yeah.
And they lost by 3 points to the Commanders, 36-33 with no Jalen Hurts. I mean, the game against Pittsburgh, he threw for 290 right before that. And that was on December 15th. Now, they just haven't had to throw the ball a ton. I mean, they ripped off so many wins in a row where he didn't go over.
Yeah.
And he didn't go over.
20
listen to these passing yard totals. 108 versus Carolina, 118 versus Baltimore, 179 versus the Rams, 221 the last time they played the Commanders, 202 versus Dallas, 230 versus Jacksonville, 236 versus Cincy, 114 versus the Giants. So I don't know, man. I don't.
That's kind of trendy. I mean, listen to this. And Mahomes just had only 177 in that game against Houston. You had Hurts 128. Then you had Josh Allen. He only had 127 passing, and it ain't your it ain't your dad's quarterback stats right now.
No.
You know, it ain't the Drew Brees, Peyton Manning, Tom Brady throwing it 50 times for 400 plus. Games changed a little bit, and these running quarterbacks make it happen without the 200 plus yard games.
These teams, the Eagles, the Bills, and KC, they grind out these long drives against you. All three of them. KC has been struggling, but to start the season, they could run it down your throat before that Pacheco injury.
Well, I think when you start like Josh Allen and Jalen Hurts specifically, you could almost argue that they're starting every drive at 1st and 8. Think about it.
Yeah.
Because a tush push and Josh Allen, if they're in a 2 and under, they're going for it, and the percentage of them getting it is pretty good. So you're kind of starting off the drive, only having to get about 8 yards because it's almost a given, and that they go for it so often now. Washington does it, Detroit does it, Buffalo does it. So Kev,
like I said, we're going to dive more into this, but you got a couple of news and noteworthy topics here that we'll talk about, stuff that happened within the last week or so. What's going on in the NFL?
Okay. We got, the Bears, got Ben Johnson. It had been rumored and the smoke was coming that he was going to the Raiders. Had me believing there, actually. Should have known better. But, I'm
gonna have to assume that you wanted him.
Yeah, because you look at the guys after him, Pete Carroll. I think Pete Carroll's a good coach, but dude, what are we talking about here?
Get y'all hyped up on some Adderall, chew some gum. Come on, man.
Yeah, I think he's a good coach, and you know what? Maybe that is what they need. Somebody who knows how to run a team, knows how to run an organization. I don't know. But the other names that are out there, I don't really. Aaron Glenn, I'm not enamored with. Not because of the last game. He just doesn't seem like a head coach to me. You got Saleh is out there. I think, in my opinion, he should just go be a D coordinator somewhere.
Dude, wait, you're giving up the big one. Mike McCarthy.
Jeez, he'll look terrible in silver and black.
Mike
Terrible.
McCarthy, dude, black is a slimming color, dude. Black would look great on Mike McCarthy. Little black and silver, maybe get him some the shoulder pad spikies, dude. Come on the sidelines.
No, I'm good. I honestly, I don't at this point. I don't care who they hire because I don't really like any of the names. So, to be honest, Pete Carroll might be at the top of that list. It is as crazy as that sounds coming out of my mouth. You can run some names off, but I don't really think I care for any of the names that are brought up.
Well, here you go. For the Raiders, they fired Pierce on January 7th, and they begin to submit interview requests the next day. Ben Johnson, Aaron Glenn, Steve Spagnuolo, Todd Monken, Pete Carroll, Robert Saleh, Vance Joseph, and Ron Rivera. Oh, talk about nightmare.
You tell me as a who would you want out of that group since
Saleh.
Ben Johnson's gone?
Saleh. Robert Saleh. Dude, Saleh had the Jets defense turned into something incredible there for a couple years. Yeah. He just the quarterback thing just never worked out. Now I don't know who was drafting. I have no idea what happened, but they had the talent, dude, on defense. They have so much talent on their team.
I guess that's
Even
my words.
offense.
They had the talent, but is it the coach's fault if you got the talent and you can't win? I don't know. You know what I mean?
Dude, you can't win in this league without a good quarterback.
Well, we don't have one, so.
Well, exactly. But you guys are at prime spot to draft one.
No, I wouldn't say prime spot, but we're gonna have to draft one.
With you guys, you never know. You never know what you guys are going to do.
They won't draft one.
But you said you guys signed Aiden O'Connell, right?
Well, he's still under his rookie deal. So
did you say something about an extension or something?
No, not for Aiden O'Connell. Kevin O'Connell, Vikings coach.
There it is.
Kevin O'Connell, Vikings coach. They just signed him an extension. He had 1 year left on his deal. He's coach of the year probably. Great young offensive mind. They were
all right.
Lock of the century getting him in there.
I got something that's pissing me off. Why, just like the transfer and portal, why are teams allowed to submit requests to interview people while the season is still going on? Why? Ben Johnson was interviewing for these jobs. If I was a Lions fan, I'd be pissed.
So I almost think you could kill two birds with one stone on this. And I just thought of this. So a lot of people don't like firing their coaches or don't like when teams fire their coach in the middle of the season. But what they do is they either do that because they're trying to get a spark or they're trying to get a jump on the interview process on who they want. So if you don't let any of these guys interview formally until the season is over, it would keep the Ben Johnson, Aaron Glenn from interviewing, but would it also keep teams from firing their head coach in the middle of the season because they're not going to get an advantage of doing it. They can't interview just like anybody else until the season's over. There's no reason they can't do that because so what? Wait till the end of the year. These guys will sign a contract in 3 hours. They'll sign their guy. You don't have to do it. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm looking at this list, man. And guess who's coming up on this list? The Jaguars requested Joe Brady. The Saints, Joe Brady, Bills offensive coordinator. Dude, he's got an AFC championship game to prepare for. Yeah. He can't be worried about the Jaguars and the Saints right now, dude. Yeah. Get out of here. Leave us alone. Yeah. Wait till after the season.
I think you wait. I think it'll curtail teams firing their coaches early, and it'll just wait till the end of the year.
It just makes no sense, dude. The offseason, and it lets open up that offseason window right after the Super Bowl. And then, hey, guess what? When the Super Bowl is done, now the NFL can take over the headlines with some head coaching hires.
With some coaching hires,
right? Yep. I mean, shit, I might get a call from the NFL or the FBI after this, dude. You never know. I'm giving out too much information here. Mike Vrabel was hired by the Patriots. The Bears got their coach. Several teams still out here haven't got one yet, man. The Cowboys, the Jets, the Saints, God hates Jags, the Raiders. I mean,
be it, right?
Yeah, that's it's gonna be interesting, man. I don't like any of those jobs, to be honest with you. But
you talk about Vrabel, so they're apparently bringing in Josh McDaniels to be the OC again in New England. No Brady. How's this going to work out?
We talked about this, and that was my point. Like, and you said, yeah, he was a good offensive coordinator. Yeah, dude, they had Tom Brady, and we saw Belichick.
Yeah.
The Patriots crumbled after Brady left, dude. Belichick got him back to the wild card with Mac Jones. And do you remember what happened when they went to Buffalo, dude? We beat them by like 40 points. Like, what are you guys talking about? Why would you just keep going back to that well with all the talent that's out there? All these good college coaches that probably would like to come and get a chance. You're going to go back to Josh McDaniel, dude. How many times you got to get back with your ex before you realize
it's
just
not
toxic,
the right move,
bro?
Yeah, not the right move.
Probably not the guy to be talking, but here we go. I'm probably going to, the chat might get lit up like this, but here we are. Kev, you had a little trivia for me before the show, and I think I could do it.
Yeah, let's see what we got here. Chat, maybe chime in too. No cheating in the chat. No Googling this shit.
No cheating in the chat, Jeff.
What? No cheating, Jeff. What 12 teams have never made the Super Bowl?
Wait, one or made?
What have never won a Super Bowl?
Okay.
Won a Super Bowl.
So the Bills, the Bengals, right?
Yep.
The Browns.
Of course.
Bills, Bengals, Browns, the Chargers.
Yes.
Did they? No, they didn't. The Cardinals.
Correct.
That was an awesome Super Bowl, though, dude. I know we just
Steelers,
talked about that.
Yeah,
oh my God, when James Harrison, that's real speed. Von Miller needs to watch some tape. This is a poop list we need to get off. What does that mean? Shout out Beth in the chat. Beth coming in.
Yep,
Browns,
Browns, Titans.
Yes. Titans, another one. So we got Bills, Bengals, Browns, Chargers, Cardinals, Titans, Jaguars.
Yep. God hates Jags.
Do we count Texans on there?
That would be one.
Texans. My fan did the. I don't even want to say it. I don't even want to say it. How about
whoever you're thinking about?
How about the Falcons?
Falcons, yep.
Panthers.
Yes. I thought the chat was going to blow you up if you didn't get that one right. Yeah.
Panthers.
Two more.
This is terrible podcasting here.
They come from the same division. They come from the same division.
Vikings and Lions.
Yep. Got it.
Yep.
That's it.
Duh. Boom. Kev, I got one for you.
Uh-oh.
This one's going to be a lot more difficult. Baseball. How many teams have not won a World Series? There's 5 that have not won a World Series.
I got to pull up at least a list of the teams here.
Have cheating, bro.
Have not won a World Series.
Not won a World Series. Jeez. Jeff, this is in your wheelhouse. Beth, you know baseball, Beth? What do you think?
Oh my God.
What's up,
I'm trying to think of teams right now. Angels.
Nope.
They have won one?
Yeah. I couldn't tell you when.
Oh man, dude. Holy shit. Okay, I am gonna have to get me. I'm gonna have to get me a list of teams here to look through.
That's okay. Yep, Jeff's got one in the chat. The Rays.
Cleveland.
Nope. Indians won.
No.
Yep.
The Rockies.
Indians won recently. Rockies is one. Yep. There's 2. The Rays and the Rockies. 3 more. 2 of
Brewers.
them. Brewers. Yep. That's 3 out of 5.
Padres.
Yep.
One.
Kev.
Seattle.
There you go. Boom. Yeah, we'll be playing some trivia in the off season. Be a little better than that.
Boring.
A little better than that. I love it. We're playing a little twiddle our thumbs bingo in the off season. No, I'm just kidding, dude. We are going to have a packed off season recapping all the NFL. We're going to go division by division. Most importantly, what Kev and I did in the August last year is fantasy football. We're going to be recapping our fantasy football predictions, what we thought, how we thought the year was going to go, how we did in our leagues, and we're going to be getting you guys ready for next year's fantasy football. Huge offseason. Yep. We're going to be talking hockey. We're going to be talking college basketball. Do Champions is going to be running a March Madness bracket pool. Stay tuned for that. Do is absolutely going to be hammering that out there. We did a season-long pick'em, $175 to a lucky winner. I don't remember his name. He's one of Jake's buddies. Adam Rowe maybe was his name. I don't remember. Congratulations to him. We went over that last show. Dude, we like to give back, man. All you have to do is follow Do Champions. Follow us everywhere, man. Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, X. We're everywhere. Twitch. What else? At least something else. You can listen to all of our podcasts, Spotify, Apple Music, Amazon Music. We appreciate you guys. Becky just coming in. Becky loves hockey. She's a loud and proud Philadelphia Flyers fan. Tough scenes. I don't even want to talk Sabres. Hockey hotline at 10 a.m. on Saturday. Third and Manageable will be back up later this week. Coast to Coast coming up tomorrow with Whittle and Beyond 716. Jeff is right, man. We need to start talking a little indoor lax, dude, because the NLL, man, the Buffalo Bandits are a wagon. Back-to-back champions, dude. Jeff and I were going nuts. Just time Jeff visited me, we were watching highlights till 5 a.m. Really, really getting after it. Yeah, I'm excited. Just because NFL is coming to a close does not mean that No One to Blame won't be here. We won't be gambling. You'll have tons of college basketball plays. Follow me on X, do_Kev. do_Neffy. Follow Kevin at Kevin3E2. Kev, I'm excited about the championship games, man. Can't wait to preview them.
Yeah, man.
Good to be seen. We'll catch everyone on Saturday.
No one to blame.
Stay
Big
warm.
week of football. Yes, sir.
For the best Italian food in Western New York, Elliott Apollo's, call 716-825-3675. The Lardon Construction Group.
Fubo TV, the official streaming service of Do Champions. FanDuel, the official sportsbook of Do Champions.
For all your summertime needs, beauty pools, as well as kayak pools.
CX Chronicles, your total customer solutions focused manager. W.GG, the official energy drink of Do Champions.
Hey, Sons of Erie, our artwork looks better on your walls. Hamburg Brewing, please visit our tap room on Boston State Road, Hamburg, New York. And finally,
Fat Boy Surf Club for all your surfing needs.
No One to Blame is sponsored by Altered Grounds Landscaping, the area's top professional landscape company. They're family-owned and operated business serving St. Louis and the Metro East for 20-plus years. Their mission is to make your home or business stand out from the rest. They offer free consultations year-round. Get $300 off your project of $3,000 or more with code AGNOTB. That's code AGNOTB. They're booking pools for the upcoming summer season. So if you're having any thoughts about getting a pool for this upcoming summer, stay ahead of the game and contact them now for any of your pool project needs.
There's no one to blame, there really is no one to blame. But I swear to God, it's my fucking fault. It's a better sports podcast. It's my fucking fault, but there's no one to blame. Neffy, Kevin, do. Neffy, Kevin, do.
Do it.
Kevin,
Don't listen to what I say or whatever kind of peer pressure I'm telling you.
Do it. Oh, fucking do it again.
Do champion sucks. No one to blame.
know there's really nobody to blame for this but myself. Well, I don't know, maybe the Buffalo Bills, the Boston Red Sox, or Mr. T, or the Jets.
Wait a minute, Mr. T, are you telling me that you bet on the fight in Rocky 3 and that you bet against Rocky?
Hindsight is 20/20, my friend.